Hey there! November is gone, and so it is time for another After the Pen. This was an interesting month. I aimed to make my theme as cozy and calm as possible because isolation has gotten more and more difficult. And by the end of November, I actually discovered that I had pandemic fatigue. Look it up, it's not a disease, it's just a normal reaction to this prolonged situation. Good news is, there are many ways to cope with it. And one of them, of course, is journaling. So let's get straight into my habit tracker. I did fairly well except for doing exercise and avoiding weed. Most days I lacked motivation, but I am working on it by switching up my routine so that I can not only do what I must, but also love doing it because exercise is a must. Onto my favorites/mood tracker. I loved so much how these circles look that this layout actually inspired most of my wick list this month. And anyway, being able to find something that made me happy despite it all proved to be so helpful, especially on the days when I just wanted to get out. And it's not really hard to look for happy things or thoughts. And putting them down in writing, it's just such a big aid for a good mental health. Onto the first weekly, this is when I found out that I was one of the winners of a challenge that I joined on Instagram named Jupitober. Alina Ilustra, whose online wash course I highly recommend, put together this painting challenge, and so I did this little painting throughout the month. By the way, in this drawing lies the inspiration for my January setup, so stay tuned for that. And anyways, my prize was a one-on-one class with her. I learned so much. She's a very sweet person, a great teacher who is eager to teach and share. I will link all her info below. Check her out. What she does is amazing. On this week, I also baked brownies. There's something so soothing about comfort food. It definitely cheers me up, especially if it is made with chocolate. The recipe for these brownies, which are gluten-free, will be linked below if you're interested. And speaking of desserts, on the second week of November, I made another one, banoffee. There was something about eating sweet things this month that took me to a happy place. And being able to share it with my family, of course, was another great reason to feel better about all this extra time that we have during quarantine. And for this week, I tried the famous rolling weekly for the first time. It quickly became one of my favorites. I got the idea from Elizabeth Turn, so I will add a link to the video where she explains it all. And isn't this quote amazing? Change is the essence of life. Be willing to surrender what you are for what you could become. I just thought it was so fitting because although change has been inevitable, embracing it is the key to move on. For the third week, I baked white chocolate with lemon cookies. Totally plant-based, they are the best cookies I've tried in a while. I was also unable to keep up with my vitamin tracker, but hey, at least I tried. What I was able to achieve was to get my hands on some pumpkin pie spice, and now I am obsessed with adding it to my coffee and hot chocolate. A highlight of the month was that fireflies came back. They had been gone for a while, but now they are back in all their splendor. I can watch them for a long time every night. It's like resting the eyes and having a little bit of a universe in the garden. So calming. And on the last week, it was when I realized that I had just been too tired and too low on energy and motivation, so I made a little research and found out that I was experiencing pandemic fatigue. So I put together a plan to reorganize my life and change my attitude. And honestly, it's been working so far. This week, I worked a lot on my 2021 setup, which went live on the last Saturday, and it has received so much love. So go watch it if you haven't. Maybe it can give you some ideas for the coming year. And the final spreads were the recipe of those delicious cookies, which are from ryansrecipes.com. And I will link that site below because it's been helping me so much. And I also have the Autumn Doodle Challenge, which turned out lovely thanks to that rose gold marker. You can follow me on Instagram if you would like to see how my winter challenge is going. Doodling has become my daily dose of drawing practice. I usually do it first thing when I wake up, and it's just fascinating to draw with the first light of the rising sun. Definitely a fun way to start the day. And well, December is here and my setup is already uploaded so that you can go check it out too. I went overboard with an Enola Holmes theme and I loved every bit of it. You can watch me put together the rest of the month on Instagram TV. I upload there every single week. And that's it for this After the Pen. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more. And as usual, thank you so much for watching.